Hello, and thank you for joining us to learn about the Knights of Columbus. I am Tony Cassano, the Membership Director for Council 14034 here at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Parish in Quinton, Virginia, and your host. On behalf of our Grand Knight, Ed Gelligan, and the other 60 Knights of our Council, I welcome you to this presentation. In this video, we'll go back to the beginning and introduce you to the man and the vision, the Venerable Father Michael J. Mcgivney, the esteemed founder of the Knights of Columbus. What began as his simple idea, a commitment of 24 men to support each other and their parish, blossomed over the years to where now the Knights of Columbus organization is a vibrant brotherhood of over 2 million members in 17 countries. Father Mcgivney is recognized as a hero to working-class Catholics and will soon be the first American parish priest to be beatified. Our story begins in the mid-19th century. Michael was born in 1852, the first child of Irish immigrants Patrick and Mary Mcgivney, who lived in Waterbury, Connecticut, a hard-scrapple factory town. Michael's father worked as a molder in a brass mill. Imagine the long hours, the heat, dirt, dangerous working conditions he faced. Sickness, injury, and of course death on the job could easily ruin a family. Many immigrant families like Michael's were large and faced hard circumstances. Mary Mcgivney went on to bear 12 more children, but only 6 would live into adult life. Michael's 2 brothers would go on to follow him into the priesthood. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Being the oldest child, Michael left school, as many children did, when he was only 13, to head into the mills and support his family. Growing up quickly, Michael learned firsthand the anti-immigrant and anti-Catholic bigotry prevalent in the mills, along with the grief of seeing men hurt on the job and the poverty around him. But he never lost sight of his dream to become a Catholic priest. 3 years later, Michael's prayer was answered when Father Hendricken, his parish priest at the Immaculate Conception Church in Waterbury, offered the 16-year-old and 10 other young men in his parish a position and scholarship to a small seminary in Quebec. This was now 1868. What was happening behind the scenes was that the Bishop of Hartford, Bishop McFarland, had a very large French-Canadian community in his diocese, and these people were asking for priests who would be able to serve them well-versed in their own language and customs. So he dreamed of answering this need by sending young men to the St. Hyacinthe Seminary in Quebec for their priestly formation. Although the seminary was founded for French Canadians, at the time of Mcgivney's enrollment, the school maintained a curriculum of studies in English, taught by a faculty of Irish priests. In fact, many of the students were English speakers of Irish descent. Michael felt right at home. Michael went on to spend 3 years in Quebec, and then continued his studies for a year at Our Lady of Angels Seminary near Niagara Falls, before continuing at St. Mary's College in Montreal to complete his undergraduate work. But tragedy struck the Mcgivney family in 1873. Michael's father was dead. Michael felt absolutely obliged to return home. He needed to support his mother, his 2 brothers, and 4 sisters. But by God's grace, Bishop McFarland of Hartford, seeing Michael's great priestly potential, stepped in to provide him financial support to enroll at the St. Mary's Seminary in downtown Baltimore. 4 years later, on December 22, 1877, Michael was ordained by Baltimore's Archbishop, later Cardinal James Gibbons. Father Michael's first assignment was as the assistant pastor at St. Mary's Church in New Haven, Connecticut. Now back in Connecticut, Father Michael saw once again now through his adult's eyes, the poverty, prejudices, financial and social disadvantages faced by his many, mostly Irish immigrant parishioners. In those days, joining secret societies was a common way to bond with others for protection. Some, like the Order of the Foresters, the Ancient Order of United Workmen, and the Patriotic Order Sons of America, even provided early versions of health and life insurance for their members. The problem, as Father Mcgivney saw it, was that many of these secret fraternal societies were anti-Catholic and drawing men away from the church. His answer was to design a new fraternal organization, rooted in Catholic principles. His vision was to build a lay order that would bond the men of his parish together in an oath to charity, unity, and fraternity, to be able to jointly face down life's challenges. The organization would also offer financial aid to those in need and establish standards of Catholic living. To foster pride in both Catholic and American heritages, so important for his new immigrants, he then chose the popular Christopher Columbus as the order's namesake in order to signify that there was a place for Catholics and immigrants within American society. In March of 1882, the Connecticut legislature approved the charter for the new Knights of Columbus fraternal organization. Father Mcgivney now had his first council, 24 men of St. Mary's Parish, the Knights of Columbus. In 1884, Father Mcgivney moved 30 miles east to become the pastor at St. Joseph's Church in Thompson, Connecticut. As Knights of Columbus councils were now springing up across the Diocese of Hartford, the membership reached out to Father Mcgivney to be the order's leader. But the humble priest desired that a layman should lead the new lay order. James Mullen, a Civil War veteran, was elected the first Supreme Knight, and Father Michael assumed the role of Supreme Secretary. 2 years later, as the organization gained its footing, he would step down to become the Supreme Chaplain. In 1889, the deadly Russian flu pandemic raged across Europe. By December, it reached the United States. Within 4 months, it exploded coast to coast. In a world of lower standards of living, worse hygiene, and less developed medicine, the pandemic would go on to claim over 1 million lives around the world. Sadly, Father Mcgivney succumbed to the disease in August of 1890, 2 days after his 38th birthday. Thousands attended Father Michael's funeral, and his body was interred at St. Mary's Church in New Haven, Connecticut. Over time, Father Mcgivney would come to be recognized as a central figure in the growth of the Church in the United States. His dream of a Catholic fraternal and mutual aid organization caught the imagination of millions. In 2018, Pope Benedict proclaimed him venerable on his road now to sainthood. This coming October 31st, Pope Francis will declare him blessed. We continue to pray for his canonization as a saint. Today, the dream continues. The Knights of Columbus organization is over 2 million members strong in over 16,000 local Knights of Columbus councils, including over 300 on college campuses. Last year, we collectively donated $187 million to charity and offered 77 million man-hours of effort in support of our parishes, parish families, and our communities. Knights of Columbus Insurance provides Knights unique financial security, including guaranteed life insurance benefits for many normally uninsurable members. Together we are bound under the Founder's principles of charity, unity, and fraternity. I hope you have enjoyed this look back at the life and vision of Father Michael J. Mcgivney, the founder of the Knights of Columbus. If you are a member of our council, Ed Gilligan and I and the rest of the council leadership thank you for your contributions to our work at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Parish. If you are a member of our parish and a practical Catholic, please consider joining with us. Please call me at 804-314-4278 for more information on how to become a Knight of Columbus and to take advantage of our fraternal benefits. Thank you for listening.